Euthanasia was first used in 1606, but it had its first objection rooting back to the time about 400 BC, written in the Hippocratic Oath by the father of medicine, the Greek physician Hippocrates. Euthanasia was first legalized in 1935 in Nazi Germany. In the past centuries, it was a physician's job to cure or kill. This topic became a more visible social issue around the beginning of the 19th century. In 1939, Hitler had ordered a Nazi euthanasia program for the sick and disabled, which included adults, children, and newborns. However, at this time, they weren't alone. While euthanasia is legalized in some countries, including the US, there are activist groups that are for euthanasia and opposing euthanasia. For euthanasia, there is the group Right to Die, and against euthanasia, there is the Euthanasia Prevention Coalition International.
Jack Kevorkian devoted his life to a debate over whether or not a person can choose to die. Critics called him Dr. Death, but supporters of physician-assisted suicide think of him as a champion.
He was a retired pathologist from Michigan who specialized in challenging authority. Dr. Jack Kevorkian ignited a national debate in the 1990s over physician-assisted suicide when he helped more than 130 patients kill themselves. His final confrontation with the justice system began in 1998 when he recorded himself assisting in the suicide of Thomas Yauk, a man suffering from Lou Gehrig's disease. He showed the tape on 60 Minutes and defiantly defended himself to Mike Wallace. He dared prosecutors to indict him again. They did, and he was convicted of second-degree murder. He served 8 years of his sentence, but was freed from jail in 2007.
There were some failed attempts to legalize euthanasia in the United States. Michigan in particular failed 4 times. With the HB 4131 at 1994, the SB 640, 1995, SB 653, 1997, and RB 5474. With that last one, Measure B was overwhelmingly rejected by voters. The measure would have legalized physician-assisted suicide by the vote of 70 to 30%. The sociological imagination concept applies to the topic of euthanasia, in which others who are not in the position of terminal illness must take an insight of the sick person's reality and weigh the cost of suffering with their own perspective. However, other issues under the disengagement theory may arise. For example, senior citizens giving up too easily or peer pressure can conflict with the societal assurance of going along with euthanasia use guidelines. To society in regards to norm violation of morality, the topic of euthanasia dances on the line between being considered as an act of murder or relief of suffering.